of all the times for me to be able to see something clearly, it had to be that.
What's up, people? We are live now. Welcome to episode 71. What's up, people? Make sure y'all like and share the video. Just let me know when you are.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everybody
Good
out
evening,
there tonight?
everybody.
Let us know in the comments who's on. Make sure y'all like and share the video. What's up? Alright, Aisha, it's
Hello, everybody. We're getting ready.
Yes, yes. Make sure everybody comments so that we can see who all is here. Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope it has been an amazing weekend for everybody. March has been an amazing month so far. We've been celebrating Women's History and those women that are near and dear to our hearts. We've also learned about MS awareness from one of our very own co-hosts. But March holds an extra special sentiment for me. March is also colon cancer awareness month, and royal blue is the support color. So tonight we all wear blue. And tonight I remark my mother, Joyce Asuncion, as my shiro. Before December 23rd, 2014, colon cancer was not even on my radar, nor had I thought about it for 1 second of any day. However, that was the day that changed all of our lives forever, but yours especially, Mom. After being diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, you had a colon resection and a round of chemo. Thinking that was the end to this horrible disease, you were then hit with the news that it metastasized to your liver, causing you to have a liver resection and another round of chemo. Still pushing and never showing defeat, I began to see the endurance and determination you possessed. Even after being hit with more news that it had since metastasized to your lungs and that you would have to endure yet a third resection and another intense round of chemo, you still did not waver. But through it all, you remained steadfast in your faith on a mission to beat cancer's ass. You remain the matriarch of our family, still giving us all the love and support that we need to navigate through our lives, even though your own trials should take precedence. When my road seems rough and I feel like I cannot move on, I think of you and all that you've endured. It gives me what I need to keep pushing. On your good days or bad days, you are always an inspiration to your family and those that know and love you. You are missing part of your colon, your liver, and your lung, but your heart is still intact and bigger than ever, with more love to give and more light to shine. Thank you for exuding that strength, Mom, not only for your survival, but so that I can stand tall as a woman. You're my real live shiro. I love you.
Ooh, that was great, Aisha.
Thank
Girl, you
you.
nearly brought some tears to my eyes.
Yeah, that was a little difficult for me as well, but everybody, each of us in our own lives, we all have someone, whether it's ourselves or someone that we love that's close to us that are dealing with these illnesses and trials and tribulations. So we have to pay homage to those people that are dealing with this.
I do agree. I do agree.
Alright, so before we get the show started, let's tell y'all guys, make sure everybody likes and shares the video.
Can't hear you too.
Can y'all hear me?
Major feedback.
Alright, no, I'm gonna text you the icebreaker. Just start the show.
All right. So as T gets that ready for us to converse on, ladies, let's go around the panel real quick and just let us know what happened this week with you. Some exciting things, some things that you've been looking out for, whatever.
Well, nothing exciting except for I'm still here with my bestie, and I am so enjoying her. I don't look forward for the time to end, but it's getting ready for it to end, unfortunately. But today, she treated me to a full body massage, and I thank her so much for it. So, I mean, that was the highlight of this week anyway for me. But every day is just a great day because I refuse to see it any other way.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a great week for me. Real quick, actually, surprisingly, it was very quick, smooth going. The weekend just very productive, housework and errands and all of that. Nothing too exciting. I'm a quiet chick. I'm pretty much home a good part of the time, so a lot of my stuff is surrounded with things to do at home. So I got a lot accomplished today and some rest. So I'm ready to start the week off right.
Let's go back to KD real quick. KD, was that massage one of them sensual massages where homie had you look?
No, no,
I asked her that.
oh,
Was it?
I asked.
no, it was not.
So while we let KD continue to blush, let's get into the icebreaker question of the week. All right, ladies, what's in that little bag of yours? So this is the icebreaker question of the week. Ladies, what's in that little bag?
What little bag? The pocketbook?
Y'all know that little bag. The little bag
What
that y'all
little
carry.
bag?
The little bag that
What?
y'all carry all the time.
I carry a piece of heavy luggage with me every single day. I don't have a little bag.
Ladies, y'all know what that little bag is. What's in that little bag, Aisha?
I mean, I guess for each woman, it's a little different. However, my little bag, so when I condense from my big bag, as Karen says, because you can never have too many things, you can never be too prepared, but that little bag, that's the bag that you take in on a little trek. And therefore, you got to have all the little goodies in there that are necessary for that little trek. So if you're wondering what's in there, it's those little sexy goodies, probably most likely, that are being toted to wherever she's about to go.
Are y'all carrying around on pocket rockets? That's what y'all say?
Pocket rockets. Some people may need some, lube, some little sensual lotions, all kind of stuff might be going on in that bag.
Wow. KD, what's in your little
Yeah.
bag?
Lipstick, earphones, more lipstick, and more lipstick. If it's small, then that's all I'm carrying. Just the essentials, a little lotion. I must have my Bath and Body Work hand lotion. Um, Sanitizer. I'm gonna have that sanitizer. Um, cinnamon mints. That's it.
So let's pose this question to the audience, because the audience, we always want you to be engaged. We always want you to comment. So this question is for y'all as well. What's in those little bags that y'all carry around? We're not talking about the big tote bags that y'all got y'all shoes and all y'all stuff in. We're not talking about your pocketbook with all your other stuff in it. We're talking about them little clutches, them little wristlets, them little bags that y'all be having across y'all shoulder, whatever. What y'all got in them?
I know it's a couple of ladies out there with some of them sexy goodies and some of those little bags.
It's got to be somebody, because Lord, they know Karen D ain't got that. Mm-mm. That's the last thing on my mind.
Right, right.
So while we gather the comments from the group, let's one take it to the audience and let's spread some love to this young lady. She said her name is Marilyn Jeffers, and she said, "I'm a breast cancer survivor.
All
Congratulations,
right.
Aisha, and prayers to you and your mom." And I mean,
Thank
we
you.
support that heavily over here. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
Congratulations,
Marilyn, and
survivor.
congratulations.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's a big thing right there. You know what I mean? Nothing is that. We want to say hello to
Mhm.
everybody out there. Thank you for joining us this evening. This is episode 71, Uncensored Minds. We have a great great show for you this evening. Many different topics. We're going to cover every type of topic that you could think of, you know, in this short time that we're here. We're going to have some fun. We're going to debate some things. We're going to laugh. You may shed a tear. But one thing that you're going to do is you're going to enjoy tonight's show. So thank you for joining us this evening. So as T gets technical difficulties down, let's take it to our first topic of the week, right? So let's go into the first topic, and this is a topic that KD can kind of shed some light on. You know what I mean? Being an actress in Hollywood, you know what I mean? Actresses. Let's discuss this Jussie Smollett case, right? As we all know, Jussie Smollett was accused of, he had an accuser. Well, he accused a group of people of a hate crime, right? Shaming him because he's gay, said they tied them up, did some things to him, or whatever the case may be. He went to the authorities. They got the guys that came out that he wasn't what he accused of doing. He actually coerced and schemed this plot, you know, to get some attention. He was found guilty and sentenced to 150 days in jail. This coming week, he actually was not exonerated, but his appeal went through and he was let out of jail until he goes back to court. What do y'all think about this case? What's your thoughts?
Man, well, Karen, you go first since you're in that industry. What are your thoughts?
It's sad that it happened, and I mean, with as much talent that he has, it's sad that he think that he had to stoop to that level in order to compete for even more attention. Um, I'm just glad that those guys were not hunted down and killed, you know, by them, you know, by even though he paid them to do it, you know, the cops are too trigger happy now. Let's keep it honest and real. Police officers are trigger happy. They could have started shooting those guys on the spot. Um, I think it was dumb that he did it, but the young man has issues, is all I can say. I mean, I just think that he got greedy and wanted more attention, even though he had the talent already.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was doing so well on like Empire and with his singing, etc. This farce, like this scheme or plan that he comes up with to kind of what, like catapult your already glowing career right while you're in Empire. Of course, you could go higher and higher, but at this point, you're doing so well. The show is doing magnificently well. You know, people are starting to recognize you as a singer, as an artist, and just really you're finding your niche and a space in the entertainment industry. And then you go do something like this for what type of gain? I'm still trying to figure that out. What type of gain did you really believe would come from, if people believed you and you weren't found guilty in the court of law, what type of gain really would you have encompassed? I'm lost on that. So I think whatever punishment he received was exactly what he deserved.
Well, you know, they say in showbiz, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I don't agree with that, but so I guess if you look at it that way, maybe he felt that he was not in the media enough. I mean, I don't know why he would choose that route, but and that's only my opinion. That's only what I am speculating. I mean, I don't know what triggered him to do that. I really don't. As LM can tell you, I don't get much into the news. I only go by bits and pieces of what I hear. I mean, I don't know what could have made him do that.
Right.
Neil, what do you think?
It's the dangerous game that we play, and it's called attention, the attention game. Um, when we suspect something not to be, we suspect something not to be. we go out and do something crazy, right? We sacrifice our integrity for an ounce of attention, right? And
That's true.
far too often, we get caught up in this game of wanting to be liked, to always be in a spotlight, always get attention, because we think that because no one is showing us attention that we don't matter, right? And it's a case of self-esteem. It's just really a case of that. Because if you're not worried about what people say or people think, then there's no need for the added attentions that you're seeking by, or the validation that you're seeking from attention, right? As you said before, the man had a lot going on for himself, right? He's crossed borders that a lot of us or a lot of people strive to have. They want to have a career in something, whether it's show business, whether it's politics, whether it's a 9 to 5 day to day, or just life. We want to have something that we can hinge success on. And he sacrificed his integrity to continue to keep success on going. Now, you made a great point, KD. In show business, as we have seen throughout time, it's in show business and it's also in sports. Regardless of what you've done, if you got a talent, at some point you come back, right? Two, it's almost like we build these individuals up. We put them on pedestals only to tear them back down when they've reached the pinnacle, right? But then to ourselves as well, we do a disservice to ourselves because we read the room wrong. We think that we have to stay relevant in the eyes of the peanut gallery for us to validate our lives, and that's not the case. So the young man is I want to never say he's getting what he deserves, because jail is a nasty, ugly place. But when you sacrifice someone else's freedom, because that's what he did, he sacrificed someone else's freedom, those guys that he accused of doing something to him so heinously that if the truth didn't come out, or if it would have went the other way and these men that he accused really did go to jail for something they didn't do, now their families are at a loss. Those gentlemen's lives are never the same.
Now,
And
Nell, I argue with something on that with you. I want to back it up to him being responsible for them going to jail. He offered them money. It was their choice whether or not to accept it. So, with that, I blame them for that. Now, how do you compare him getting attention as to how Kanye West is out there getting attention? He's been barred from the Grammys, from the Oscars, or something.
a lot of what Jussie did and what Kanye did is two totally different things, though, right? Because we're bringing in different type of cult. Jussie Smollett's case is not only he's bringing in multiple cultures into something that is affected. He's a young black man. Let's not forget that his accusers are black men. That ain't on our reputation as black men. He's also a part of the LGBT community, right? That leaves a stain on that community as well, right? What Kanye is doing is Kanye is using his voice to speak about his home life or what he believes to be right or wrong. Kanye didn't plot up a scheme to get attention from saying somebody hurt him or did something to him. He's using his voice, his platform.
Right, and I'm not saying what Jussie did was right, but I'm saying he paid them, so those boys had to agree to do something that they knew full well would get them in trouble.
Okay, that's cool. That's true, right?
Right.
But yeah,
So
that doesn't make it correct because they agreed to take his money. Because if he
no,
wanted
but it gave them a choice whether to say yes or no to doing what he asked them to do.
But with anything in life, there's consequences, right? With any
Right.
action, and every action, there's deserves a consequence. His actions
Right.
are this consequence for him. However we want to look
Oh,
at
I'm
it,
not saying that he shouldn't do time. He got 150 days, but I'm saying that those guys should be responsible for, like I say, they had the choice to accept or not accept, and they accepted the money. So when you accept money to do a crime, but then you should accept that possibly you're gonna have to do the time.
So are you
What is
saying he
that?
should be exonerated because they accepted this money? So should Jussie Smollett now be exonerated for creating a narrative?
Oh no, no, he should be punished as well. But I'm saying he's not the only one that should be punished.
Okay. So what if we go back to the story, those gentlemen were arrested. They were charged, but their cooperation
Hmm.
of bringing forth the actual culprit who actually masterminded this program is the reason why they didn't do jail time, because they then said, I'm willing to cooperate because this has probably went further than what we agreed upon.
So it went
We
further than they wanted. So then they was ready to cooperate.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, none of us was in that room, so we can't speak on what the terms of the agreement was of me kidnapping you, tying you up, and leaving you in the hotel room. Like
Yeah, I can agree to that.
your life ain't in danger. You tied up in a 5-star hotel. It ain't. That ain't somebody kidnap me, and take me to a 5-star hotel and tie me up on the 34th floor. That's I love that kind of ransom, that kind of tie up. You
It's
dig?
Well, when you
That,
put it that way, I guess you're right.
so at the end of the day, when you asked the question about Kanye West, and I'm gonna let the rest of y'all talk after I get this comment off. Kanye West and Jussie Smollett is two different people, right? Kanye West is standing up for what he believes in. He's not going out here hurting nobody. He's not going out here. You can say he's disrespecting people, but if you, for the most part, if you read Kanye's tweets, if you read Kanye's actions and reactions to certain things, a lot of it now has to do with his family, getting his family back together, right? Saying speaking up to somebody who the industry is allowing to continue this narrative, Kim Kardashian, right? As much as we want to say Kim Kardashian has been with 5 different men in the
Whoa,
past 6 years.
That's
whoa.
cute, lady.
Where's this Kim Kardashian bashing coming
Nah,
from?
but we can't keep my man Kanye down just
Whoa.
because of he speaks up and speaks out, right? A lot of it is negative attention because we so enamored with Kim Kardashian that we don't want to see none of the negative things that goes on from her. Could she be
Oh,
toxic? And he finally the one who has enough money, who has enough fame that he can stand toe to toe with her. Those other guys didn't. Ray J couldn't.
I mean, I don't.
Married for
Trust me,
32
I'm
years.
not a Kim fan. I am
Nah,
not a Kim fan. I'm
Whoa,
just
whoa, whoa. I'm not going to allow this Kim
nah,
Kardashian
do it.
bashing.
We gotta
What is
do it. We
happening?
gotta do it.
What is
See, you like the Kardashians. Is that why you're saying that?
I like Kim?
You like them.
he like him.
I
Yeah.
like
Team, I am not disrespecting your girl. My apologies if you think I am. I'm just saying I am not I'm just not a Kardashian fan, per se. But what I am saying now, I even defended Kanye under DL Hughley's post. So I'm just saying, like, what's the difference in Jussie getting in the news and Kanye getting in the news? Doesn't
the,
matter,
di- the
how they
difference is
did it.
look, the difference is Jussie lied. He made up a whole fucking story for no reason. Like it wasn't necessary. He did a whole bunch of
Right.
unnecessary nonsense
Right.
for no reason. That's the
Okay,
difference. He lied for no
okay,
he
okay. I
lied.
can see it that way.
But did y'all dive into the girl, the child Q girl yet?
Nah,
Not yet.
Not
Because
yet.
there's similarities in these stories, so that's where we need to go. So
Okay.
Aisha, can you tell them what happened with the child Q girl?
All right. So Child Q is a situation that actually happened 2 years ago in 2020, but it's just now getting worldwide recognition of this
Oh,
disparaging crime. 2020, a 15-year-old Black female student in the UK in London was suspected by her teacher to be in possession of marijuana, And at that time, she was removed from the classroom and taken into some other quarters in which she was, I guess, initially searched, etc. There was still some speculation that she had was in possession of marijuana, and they called the police. The police arrived, male, and I think there was some females. I saw some reports of female officers being on the scene as well, but the teachers were then out of the room, and the police officers had this 15-year-old Black female child in their custody, you might as well say. They did not call her mother or her parents. They just moved forward with the search. It became a strip search in which she had to remove her clothing. She was actually on her menstrual cycle, and she was asked to remove her sanitary napkin. She was asked to spread her cheeks. Well, not asked. She was forced. She was made to do these degrading things without teachers, without her mother or her father, in a room full of strangers at school, 15 years old, scared to death, and she was completely humiliated. Um, and they didn't find anything. The smell could have been coming from anywhere, and they just assumed that it was her. And this is such a disgusting story. It's just horrible.
Okay, so what I wanted to say by the similarities in this story is one person lied for attention, and one person was accused of something she didn't do. And one person got off because of his celebrity status, and one person is traumatized because she was a child and she wasn't protected by the people that she was supposed to be protected by.
Yes.
So that's what's going on. So what is your take, Nell or Katie, and the child cute girl?
It's crazy. Humiliation, sadism is crazy, you know? Um, being a man is our jobs to protect, you know, anybody, our males, and more importantly, our females. And to hear a story like this, it just makes your heart cringe. Um, that's why and you said the similarities with Jussie Smollett in this case right here. You gotta be conscientious of the things that you do for attention, because all attention and good attention, because we got situations like this that just goes to show how evil and cruel real life is. And to create something, a narrative that's not real, but you look back on something like this, is disgusting. um and far too often, our culture, our people are subjected to these type of treatments. um and it has to stop. And I get, um I get that, we are come angry nowadays. I mean, whenever we're approached by the authorities, whenever we are, you know, demeaned and taken, not even taken as important, it's disheartening. And seeing something like this, it just further our claims of, justice is not for us. Equality still hasn't reached our people.
Right.
And you would think that we are all equal, because we use that term so loosely, and we think that's the case because we can roam around somewhat free. But that just goes to show right there that we are not.
Okay, can I ask you, what do you think should have happened to Jussie, and what do you think they could do to help the girl, child cute girl?
Well, I think Justin got exactly what he deserved. I mean, hey, he did, lie and get everybody in an uproar over a total lie. Now, I will, like I said again, those young men, they did agree to what he said, but I mean, I think he got exactly what he deserved. The 150 days, I wouldn't go any harsher than that, because just the pure fact that it didn't turn out the way he wanted it to. I mean, I think that alone is going to be his punishment. Now, as far as Child Q, wow. Now, I don't see the similarities there. She didn't ask for this. He asked for it. He asked for it. You ask for something, you're going to get it. This poor baby didn't ask for this. Not only that, she didn't even have the drug on her. She had no adults there to protect her. If I'm not mistaken, was she 14, 14, 15,
She was 15. Mhm.
16? It does she was a
15.
child.
15. Mhm.
15.
15. She was a child. They have caused this girl, she will never be right again. She will always have to have counseling. Smollett need counseling if he's not in it. But again, he brought his on himself. This baby didn't ask for that. And I mean, naturally she I would say that she need to have counseling. She need to speak with someone. She's gonna have to join support groups. I mean, she should be embraced not only by those over there, but she should be embraced by the world right about now. And I'm so glad that you brought it to our attention, Aisha. Yes, she is from the UK, I believe, but
Right.
she deserved that deserved the attention of us as a whole because that should not happen to any child. That shouldn't happen to an adult. That is embarrassing.
Okay, Aisha, do you have any more last comments or words on this topic?
I just want to say that, like, reform, even in this situation with the Met Police and the authorities that were involved in this situation, like, there is no reform for things like this. If a person could think that a 15-year-old was so um, scheming that she would need to place cannabis in her menstrual pad or in her vagina as if she was a mule or something of some sort. What 15-year-old is that sophisticated? If you think about the position of power that you're in, right? And you do this to a 15-year-old, there's no reform in that. So I don't know what it's going to take for the Met Police or the UK officials or whatever to rectify this situation. But it doesn't seem like they have their heads on straight as far as policing goes. So
Well, T, let me ask you something. You been a father of well, your daughter now is grown, I know, but you been a father. Had that happened to your daughter at school without you, how do you think you could have handled that?
Oh, I'm making a phone call. I'm just making a phone call. Like it's gonna be all hell gonna be rose. Like
Yeah.
I'm just making a phone call. Like
Phone call.
it ain't gotta get
Nell,
it is what it is. Like somebody gonna get fucked up. I believe that Jussie still needs to be fucked up. I believe
Nell,
like
same
Jussie needs to
same
be
question to
fucked up.
you.
They need to be fucked up.
Oh.
The situations need to be rectified. The situations need to be rectified on both sides of what happened with these people. Go ahead now.
I,
So
I'm
you'll
I'm
make a phone call.
I'm
Yeah.
probably one of the people that get the phone call from T. It's like he said, like it's not even no thinking about it because at the end of the day, the moment I hear my child is in danger, my child has been hurt, my child is disrespected to that point, all consciousness goes out the window.
Right.
And all common sense goes out the window because that is my common sense. That is my consciousness. That is my child. And to hear the ugliness that my child has had to endure,
Right.
that will be taken out on anybody who stands in my way of getting my child justice. As crazy as that sounds, as idiotic as that sounds, as a man, as a father, you lose all consciousness when it comes to your child, your woman,
Right.
your mother. Bottom line. Because
Mhm.
what else is there? What else do you have but that? Right? There's really nothing else you have but that. That's your world. That's your life. That's yours. So
Mhm.
if she commits the crime, then you got to do the time. But when you don't, and you're taken advantage of to that extent, all hoes barred. Just like Jussie
So
Smollett.
T is gonna make the phone call, and Nell is gonna go and fuck
I
somebody
mean,
up, y'all.
I
What
don't
boy?
even know. Look, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it to the phone call. Like I might even, I would probably end up in some shit, and then phone calls to be made
Yeah,
afterwards. But something's gonna happen. Like it's not, you're not gonna be able to just do something like that to one of mine. Like no, we're not doing that.
yeah.
No, we're not doing
I don't
Mm,
think right mind would even let that die, Jussie. You can't. You
mm,
can't.
mm.
But Jussie Smollett deserves what he got. 150 days in jail is nothing. That's a
that. Yeah,
slap on the wrist. You know why?
he only
You
did
know why?
5 days.
Because after 151, when he comes out on 151, day 151 or 152, you know who's going to call his phone? Tyler Perry,
Right,
Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King. Those people who are going to want to stand behind him and capitalize off of him,
right off that press.
off that press, and also use his likeness to bring him back up, because that's what we do. We give the second chance to people, which we should, but he's in a position where he's going to do a little bit of time, but come out and be celebrated again.
Right,
That's Hollywood.
Well, I want to get a phone call, but I don't want one that bad.
That's Hollywood.
So,
that's Hollywood. All right, people. If anybody has any more last comments on this, put it in the chat. Make sure everybody likes and shares the video. I mean, I have to put the disclaimer out before we get into this next topic, because I just want to let people know that I'm a servant for Jesus, and if I say something harsh, just know that my heart is, my heart is good, man. So this is the ladies' topic.
Tell you,
So
I'm not even saying nothing tonight.
so I'm gonna let them introduce, what they feel and theirs before I get my spill on there. So go ahead, whichever one of y'all ladies want to spark it off, it's up to y'all.
okay. Well, first of all, is um, I sent Aisha. Well, I sent the gang this video that I came across, and it was entitled "Do High Value Men Cheat?" Or rather, it says high value men do not cheat. Now, what I was going to ask the guys is, what do you consider high value? But they took it another way, you know. But I was going to ask them, what is considered high value? Because, see, to me, if a man is going to cheat, they're going to cheat. I don't care how high value, and I will admit, I did say at first that all men cheat, and I was wrong because my brother-in-law heard me, and I was wrong to say all men cheat. All men do not cheat. But what defines a high value man? That's what I really want to know. What defines a high value man?
Okay, Aisha, what's your definition of a high value man before I rip somebody a new asshole? But go ahead.
I would consider a high value man to be one of honor, dignity, reliable, trustworthy, all the things that a man should have: a protector, a provider, a good father, a good son, respectful, just like all around the board, a good man with every
Okay,
good quality that he could have.
okay. Now, do both of y'all believe that a high value men cheat? I
Hey, I'm sorry, I just noticed the
I
tape
see
on
Nell.
Nell's face.
Nell's paired already, y'all. Nell's paired already, y'all. But it's all good. Let me ask the ladies. Do y'all think all high value men cheat?
I mean, as I said, and I was wrong when I first said it, that all men cheat. I was totally wrong. Most men and women cheat. I'm quite sure. What is a high value man? I'm assuming that what Aisha said, a high value man is a man who value his family, who put his family first. My brother-in-law broke it down to me. Um, when I made a statement about a man like to keep their yard, looking great, that seemed to be a secret competition between men. And he told me, he said, that is because A man is judged by the look of his garden. Now that can go with the family and all. And a man who makes sure that his garden, not just exterior, but interior
I
is
would
taken
agree with
care
him
of,
with this.
that's a high
Yeah,
value man, I guess.
that,
And if
that's a
I
high,
and
that's a
if
high.
I put him as a high value man, then no, they do not cheat.
Okay, let me see how I can break this down eloquently for y'all. So they have this saying of men cheat, as far as their options, right? Y'all heard that before,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Mm, I
Nobody's never
I
heard this
just
before.
figure they cheat because they want to.
So nobody's never heard this before.
I've heard the statement, yes.
Okay, so it's said that men cheat, up to their options. If they have the options, if they have the money, if they have, the excess, that's how they cheat. But
Oh, okay.
but
That's how that go.
but do women ever question why he cheated? Like, do they ever ask themselves why he cheated, or they just think he's a dirty dog? Like, do y'all ever ask
And
yourself?
now, see, I don't disagree
It's a
with you
question.
on that. I really
This is a
don't.
question. This is. Let me see if I can make a question mark. This is a question.
Right.
Do
Yeah.
y'all ever ask yourselves why the man cheated?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think every woman, I think every woman um thinks it. Whether she admits it or not, that's one thing. But I think every woman thinks of why did he cheat? What did
All
I do? All right, now I see you. Tape's coming off.
right, hold on. All right, hold on. And I'm half of y'all, more than half of y'all, not even going to ask yourselves why the man cheated. But even after the man cheated, do you ever ask yourself, what did I learn from him cheating?
Who in the hell
See
gonna
that?
learn from
Here
somebody
we
cheating
go.
on them?
Here we go. Here we go. KD.
But see, that question for me is kind of weird. And I think we talked about this a little bit at the meeting. Everything that a man does, let's just say if he cheats, is not necessarily, I never look at it as a reflection of me
Right.
sometimes I will think about, dag, what didn't I do, or what wasn't I fulfilling for him, whether it was sexually, mentally, whatever. I do think of that sometimes, yes. However, most of the time I never look at it as a self inflection of me.
Right.
People are human.
Mm.
They do what they're going to do, and they do what is going to satisfy them at that point in time. So if an encounter comes and a man cheats, well, 9 times out of 10, it's human nature. He's not thinking of home necessarily. He's thinking with the little man down below. And so therefore, that's him making that decision, and that's his way of thinking, not necessarily what I didn't do as a woman. So I don't necessarily think that I reflect to what I didn't do.
Okay. Okay. So a high value man wouldn't think about cheating, as his first choice because he cares about the optics. So a high value man values the optics of his whole situation. So he doesn't want to lose his family. He doesn't want to have drama, when it comes to his business. A high value man would be too busy to even cheat. And even in that note, have you ladies ever asked yourself, if I drained him and fed him, what would he have left to cheat with? Have you ever even exercised this option?
Yes.
Well, see, I had to think way back now, y'all. Y'all know I had to think way back now. Y'all forget I was married for too long, but I had to think way back, and I think every anyone, as soon as you find out that you have been cheated on, that's going to be the first question: is why? What's wrong with me? That's going to be your first train of thought. Why? What's wrong with me? So
Right,
I guess any woman that's gonna
but do you
question,
have that conversation with the guy? A lot of girls have that conversation with themselves instead of having it with the guy.
well,
Like
I
you
would
mean,
suggest they have it with the guy. I mean,
yeah,
What do
you
you
mean like asking him why he cheated?
Right.
I think anger
Hold
and
on,
I think
hold on. What is up with all the quietness when I'm asking these questions? Like, what is
well, my
happening?
thing is, I doubt if I'm gonna be around long enough to even find out that answer.
KD, you have to learn so this won't happen again. This is a part of the process. This is why people don't know what's going on.
Learn after this bastard done cheated on me. Yeah,
Right?
learn to get my ass away.
Right. You have to learn why. You have to learn why. You don't want to keep making these same mistakes. It could have been like
But
it could
what?
be
But
anything.
what went wrong with him? T doesn't necessarily mean that it would be wrong for the next person.
No,
You
I'm not
all don't
saying
view things the same as being wrong.
that that's necessary for the next person. What I'm saying is if you were distracted or whatever the case may be, anything can happen, but you're not paying attention to him. You're not fulfilling his needs. But you might not be thinking about that at the time. So if you don't have these conversations, you don't know that you weren't present. So if you're not present for this, what do you expect him to do? He's still a man.
And that go both ways, right?
Right.
I mean,
I
that's just in any relationship, period. I do agree with you. I
have
totally agree.
I have a question. What's the definition of a high value man? Or what's the definition of high value?
well, I think that's all on perception. Like what we consider high value could be different from me to you to Karen to T. You know what I mean? But I think at the core of it, it is just all of the things that we believe are of high quality, meaning honest person.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be different for everybody. Hold on now. They talking crazy to us in the comments. Hold on, hold on.
They
Talking
talk,
crazy to us in the
but I
comments.
just see you got to ask these type of questions because
That's what I'm saying.
as Aisha just said, from the question that was posed, what's high value is always going to depend upon the person that it lays on, which what may be high
Hmm.
to you might not be high value to me or her or them. What might be constituting as cheating to this person, they might not consider that as being as a cheating act.
Right.
So we always have to do our due diligence to sit down and have conversations.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
hate. Time and time again, do we always use this? I don't have to talk to this person. I shouldn't have to ask. I shouldn't have to sit down. Why not? Well, everybody is different. You're learning two different people. Two different people are coming together and interacting as one. So why not have a conversation and find out what's the right way to what's the wrong way? Because you might say it's cheating, I might not think it is until you tell me exactly what your definition of cheating is. And people might take it the wrong way and say, well, you should know you grown, right? Cheating to me could just mean intercourse. Cheating to you could mean me talking to other people social media or on the phone or whatever, right? So it's all about that. It's all about conversing, conversation, communication, not that big C that we think that we need to leave out, right? High value is high value. Everybody has value, right? Your value should always be high. All of us are, right? We
Hmm.
always want to castrate the man for doing something when we never really truly understood what the problem was in the
That's what I'm
first place.
saying.
Plus, every individual is going to do what they want to do, regardless if that other person likes it or not. That's the beauty of being an individual.
Right.
You do not hold, no one else holds anything over you but you. So if you
No,
have morals inside, then
no,
and it's off of that.
no, no. Hold on. I have to address some of these people. Hold on.
Hold
This
up,
one.
hold up. I hate when I hate.
Hold on now. Let me handle this right here. Hold on. This one right
He
here.
got to put his tape back on.
Denise said, just leave if you're not happy. And that's an easy statement to make. You might not want to leave. You might have a family with this person. You might love this person. You might have business with this person. Just because you cheated, that don't mean that you want to leave them. That just means that they wasn't handling their business, or maybe you are just being greedy. You have to understand who you're dealing with at the time. You have to understand who you're dealing with. And I'm going to tell y'all, as a younger man, I was running the streets and I was wild. But as an older man, don't nobody got time to be chasing these girls and dealing with all that bullshit. Like, so when you're at home, if both parties handle their business and can have these adult, honest conversations, there won't be time or energy for cheating. Like, how about that?
I second that. As a young man, we did what we did. We did whatever we did. But at a certain point, you settle the fuck down because you tired. The streets don't mean nothing. Running with a bunch of women don't mean nothing. People want to be seen. If people value you or see value in you, they see value in you.
Whoa, now, hold on. Let's see this one right here. Ebony says there's no conversation in cheating. If you feel that you need something with someone else you can't do with me, then that's a problem. That is a problem if you're not communicating these things. Yeah.
That's
but
what we're saying.
When you do communicate these things and your partner still doesn't oblige, like what happens when you do communicate these things that your partner still doesn't oblige? That don't mean you want to leave them. That just means that you still have needs. I don't understand why people don't understand that. It's a real thing.
What's the first thing that these people say when women say when they want to get together? I want to communicate. But then you shut down the communication. Y'all don't think y'all got to communicate. Oh, I shouldn't have to communicate my feelings. Oh, I shouldn't have to tell you how to love me. I shouldn't have to teach you. I shouldn't have to talk to you about this. You should. Because if you want something to go your way, tell a person what it is you want, how you want it, and it's going to give it. If they're going to give it to you, they're going to give it to you. If they're not, then you know what you got to do.
Well, communication is key. Now, I do agree with that. Communication is key.
Conversation earlier, right?
Hold on now. There's still other people that need to be addressed. Hold on. So Barb says you can do everything and they still will if they want to. Yes, Barb, that is true. That is true. Some men are still dirty dogs. I'm not going to hide the fact that is a true thing, but you have to understand who your man is. That's all that is. You have to understand who you're dealing with. If you know that he's a dirty dog, then you know that. These are not things that you wouldn't know. Like you would know what it is. You know what it is.
Some people. Yeah, absolutely.
Like I was saying earlier, right? I had this conversation earlier. Let's say somebody does cheat. Let's say your mate does cheat on you, right? Are you willing to forgive him, or are you just gonna walk away?
That's what I'm saying. Now I hate when I see all the women saying, if somebody ever cheated on me, I would just leave. That's bullshit. Where's the game at? Somebody bring the
you know why it's bullshit? Because
99% of y'all lying.
99% of y'all lying.
There's a million people that been cheated on and stayed. So cut it out.
Not even because y'all dumb.
Right. Because you love them.
Not even because y'all digmatized, but because you're in love. And it's hard to walk away from somebody that easily when you're in love. You know why? Because emotions are still tied into it. You're still going to feel their cost, even if you're upset. You're still gonna want to hear from them, even if you're upset, even if you got an attitude. You're still going to some way somehow communicate with them. You're not just fully walking away. Nobody truly is. So why deprive yourself of being with somebody that you love because they cheated? If you'll both come to the understanding of, yo, that shit was wrong, and they say, yo, it won't happen again, and you truly understand and believe that, then why walk away from somebody that you built these feelings and love for? It's not that easy. And I hate when I see people say, I'm gonna walk away, because no, you're not.
Yes.
It's not. That's not real.
Okay, how do y'all know they wouldn't? Okay, I think that depends on
I know people that's getting cheated on. I know people that got cheated on, and they can sit up in comments because it sounds good to their girlfriend, it look good to the public, and they still fucking with the nigga.
Right.
That's how I
Okay,
know.
well maybe that's some cases with some of them, and I'm sure that like you say, they
So,
won't walk away. But
but
I won't say not every woman is like that because
Right.
um
one
we
question,
spoke of the Miss Chalet thing.
one
We was
question.
talking about red flags.
Yeah,
That's a red flag for me.
let's red flag this. And I am not by any means saying this is acceptable. Please, this is a public service announcement on the comment I'm about to make. You get cheated on, you walking away. That's what y'all say, right?
Hold on now. Hold on now.
I
Let me
never
ask the
say
ladies
that.
the question.
I
So
never.
Aisha and KD, can y'all answer this question that Ebony's talking about? If a man cheats on you, does that mean that he doesn't love you?
No, that doesn't mean he doesn't love
Yes.
you.
I hate when people say that bullshit. That don't mean that he don't love you.
No, he could very much be in love with you,
Right.
and
Mhm.
there's a disconnect somehow,
Right.
and he decided to, you know, get fulfilled somewhere else. But that doesn't take away his love for you. At least I don't think
Exactly.
so. I think he still very much can love you, be in love with you, and still want to be with you, but had just decided to, step out for whatever the reason may be. But I do find it important that men also communicate their lack, whatever they're lacking. I feel like it shouldn't be one sided. I don't want to talk to you after you've cheated if you
Right.
haven't approached me about the needs that I have not met. Therefore, there's no need to talk. You didn't want to talk to me about the things that I didn't, that I don't fulfill in you, whether it be physically, mentally, I don't pacify you enough, I don't cook enough, whatever the case may be, whatever your gripe is, it's important to communicate that to me first and allow me to rectify it or fuck up.
And there's also, listen, Aisha, there's also times where both parties could have tried to communicate and the other person just wasn't listening. They just wasn't hearing. They just wasn't receptive to what was trying to be communicated.
Mm-hmm. I
Great,
agree.
great point. Because how
Great
many
point.
do we
Mhm.
hear? I don't listen to everything. We hear women say that a lot. Who's to tell me that I should listen to you or whatever? I'm gonna hear what I want to hear. Do all women listen
Mm-hmm.
intently? Like
Right.
we can always. It sounds good when we say, "Yeah, I listen. Yeah, I would never do this. Yeah, I won't do that. No, I would take this back. No, I will leave." Are we really doing that, or are we just saying it to pacify ourselves? Because in the grand scheme of things, the truth never is really what we say out of our mouths. It always is the opposite. For an
Right.
example, if you will leave that man for cheating on you, why you ain't leave that nigga for hitting on you?
Facts. Facts.
What the,
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused. He can beat the shit out you, and you stay and say, "I'm gonna give him another chance because he loves me," or he hits
Oh
me because
no.
he
In
loves
the
me.
past, it was like
Oh
that's the
no.
thing.
Why
The
can't
Oh
it
growth.
be?
no.
I
Oh
cheated.
no.
I fucked up. Let's
Look
stay together,
now.
baby.
Look now. Not even if he's not hitting her, he might not even just be satisfying her. He might not be cleaning up at home. He might not be cutting the grass. They still staying. So you can't say, "I'm just gonna leave" when one
I
thing
just
is not going your way.
I just don't be understanding. I just don't understand when we say things, but we really don't mean the things that we say.
Yes.
Gotta mean what you say. If you're gonna leave, then leave. If you're gonna be in the comments because it sounds good to the 20 people that you auditioning for a like of a comment, just say that. But don't like then if you really gonna leave off of cheating, whatever we constitute as cheating to be, then why we not leaving for everything else that's detrimental to our relationships or our health?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And see, my thing is this. As I said, younger days, I probably would have taken a lot, but older, when you get older and you've taken a lot of bull, there's just certain things you're not gonna take. I mean, like I'm not in a
That's a good point, Katie. I know some.
relationship.
Great
I'm
point.
not in a I'm not in a relationship where someone would cheat on me. Like I'm not living with someone, okay?
Right.
Now, if I was in a domestic relationship, living with someone, married to someone, they come home and tell me that they cheated before they talk to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't think I could stay there because that tells me right there that you're not happy with me, you don't want me, you don't need me, I wouldn't even be mad at this point in my life. At this point in my life, I can't say younger, I wouldn't have been mad, but at this point in my life, I wouldn't even be mad because I can't get mad with you for not wanting me. I wouldn't be mad.
Are we in agreements? What's in the? I mean, not intercourse. What's cheating? Is cheating intercourse or is cheating?
No, it's everything now.
Talking on the phone.
It's everything, man. You looked at her ass. You cheated, dog.
No,
You looked at her ass. You cheated, dog.
I want clarification what cheating is, because cheating could be different to everybody. Because if you're saying cheating is conversations with the opposite sex, god damn, we all
That depends on what type of conversations. But for the most part, I would say intercourse. But I mean, you know, they're grown. Yeah, they're gonna have conversations. I mean, back in the day, like I said, that probably would have bothered me. This day and time, no. I am not naive enough to sit there and think that man is not gonna have outside friendships with the opposite sex. That part doesn't bother me. But when you go to sleeping with them, that's a totally different thing. So that tells me right there.
Cheating is just intercourse.
Well, that again, that depends on what context everything's in. I mean, I don't know. I have to wait till it come up, but that depends on
what is the
context of conversations.
Hold on, Katie. What is the context? Because we talk about sex on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not talking about it intimately with each other.
But that's what I mean. That's all to be determined by who you're talking to. So yeah. I could be having a conversation with her about her having sex with her man, and a girl will say, "You still talking to her about sex?"
Yeah.
Again, that depends on the people and the context of it for me. That depends on the people involved. Number one, that depends on the people involved. And number two, that depends on the context of the conversation.
Or I could,
if it's an ex,
so I can't have a conversation with my ex about sex.
Not about sex.
Why not? It's my ex. We had sex.
What y'all doing? Going down memory lane?
No, you could.
I mean, that would be my first thought. Is you going down memory lane, and when you go down memory lane, you're gonna want to remember.
Look, KD, that's what I mean. It could be one of those things where you could be like, damn, remember you fell off the bed and hit your head? That don't mean that I want to fuck her tomorrow. That just means that we're talking about something that happened.
So let's look at the comments. Look at the comments.
Look at the comments.
Look at the comments. We're getting testy. So let's go through Angela's comment. Right? She makes a comment that says cheating is anything you have to hide from your significant other. Right?
Let's characterize hiding. what does
omitting information?
Omitting information. You know, having private text conversations or DM conversations. All right,
so let me ask
about hooking up or whatever.
Hold on. So let me ask you a question. So when y'all at work and a group is having a conversation about sex, do you go home and tell your partner?
No.
That depends on what context of the. I don't have anything to hide. I don't have nothing to hide, T. I'm an open book.
Or another question, if you out and about and you see somebody that you used to talk to, do you go home and y'all had a 10-20 minute conversation just in passing? How y'all doing? How you been? What's going on? La da 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 da. Do you go home and tell your man you seen somebody you used to kick it with or y'all used to talk to? No. You don't. You omit that information because to you that's not important. Because you know why it's not important to you? Because you don't feel like you crossed any barriers because you didn't do a sexual act or nothing crazy happened. It was just an interaction.
Right.
Is that considered cheating? Is that
no, that's not cheating.
Admitted to your mate?
That is not cheating.
It's not cheating.
You are
No,
trying to keep down confusion or trouble,
right, and that's the same shit.
unnecessary
And that's the,
shit. That's
and
all.
that's the same shit that we be doing, KD. But when we do it, it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Only if you get caught.
Yeah, if you get caught.
Don't
But
get
certain
caught.
things, yeah, certain things are not considered
Just don't
cheating.
mess with
And
girls who gonna
yeah,
mess you over. I mean, don't get caught. That's all.
So this the thing.
And if you think you're gonna get caught, then you need to go and have a conversation before the next person have a conversation with.
I think that what we're trying to get to is, please don't be overly sensitive to things that when you do it, it's
Right,
glazed over or it's looked upon as it's not a big deal.
right,
But
Well,
when you
everybody's gonna take it their own way, Leo. You know that.
but if you think that we're doing it or you're suspicious of our actions, then it's a big deal. That's not consistency. Because women are really quick to say, well, if one can do it, the other can do it, or it goes both ways. So going both ways mean if you wouldn't like it, I shouldn't like it. If you wouldn't like it done to you, you shouldn't do those same things to your partner, regardless if they like it or not, because you wouldn't like how it lands on you if it came down on you, right? If you don't like people commenting on my pictures, then don't post shit out there yourself, or don't push shit out there. That's going to create a controversy. You just can't do it. It's a 50-50 type of situation. If you won't like something, don't get out there and do it.
right.
I
If
agree
you
with you,
can't,
Leo. I
if
totally
you
agree with you on that one.
if you can't handle being in big girl panties, don't get in them.
Thanks.
Because life is
So
life.
true.
What I might deem as being, I don't care about that shit because I'm secure within myself, and I know I got shorty, and she cool, we cool. But if you ain't got that same mentality as me, then you can't do that type of shit. Because you're not built
Hmm.
for that. Everybody is built for something different. That's
That's
why
so true.
conversations need to be had. If you sit me down and say, yo, I'm overly jealous.
Right.
I'm not saying me. I'm just saying, if my woman sit me down or somebody, a prospect sits me down and say, yo, I'm overly jealous. You know what she doing? She being honest and real with herself. I like that. Because now I know how to approach the situation.
Right.
But don't come at like, oh shit, don't bother you. You the strongest person in the world. You pop out of Spider-Man, Sailor Man when you got finished. Say that. You know why? Because I'm gonna only match your energy. If you saying you cool, you outside, as people say, then be outside. I told you that being outside don't mean you went to Target. Being outside mean you with the shits. So what I'm saying is, if you don't want your partner doing this, don't you dare do it either. Because
And
it's
that's true. That
unfair
is true.
to answer the shit that you don't have to answer to because I don't care about that. Because I'm secure
That is
within
so true.
so I'm not going to bring that drama to you. If you feel like you need to bring that drama to me, you need to hold up and see what the fuck you done did all week on the socials.
Hmm.
And see if your behavior align with what you want my behavior to be like. 50-50.
Right.
It ain't 50-50 no more. Everything should be a beam. Everything should be done at 100%. Because 50-50 means is room for error. 50% error, 50% perfection. So let's do things the right way. Let's have those conversations, regardless if they tough or not. If they're gonna make us feel some type of way inside, you know why? Because you're doing yourself a justice when you understand what you've gotten yourself into. It's pretty hard to flip the script in the middle of the situation, right?
Hmm.
Tell a person from the gate, yo, I don't like it when you do that. And when you do that to me, this is how it makes me. Why? Because you can refer back and say, now that you see how you see what you did, you see how you was acting. Now you see how it triggered me into acting as a gorilla.
Right.
You understand why? I told you.
Well, I
But
guess they should have. I mean, they should know each other by then, Nell, if they get into it that deep.
no, you
You wouldn't
never.
know what
You
they
know why?
want or don't want.
You know why you'll
People are
never know
changing.
completely? Because we change so
People
often.
are changing.
We
People are
change
changing.
every day based upon our environment, our learnings, our teaching, the things that happened to us day before. You should be getting better, right? You should be learning. So something that may have landed on me and it may have caused me some heartache or pain once, I'm now susceptible to it because I felt it. I lived with it. I'm able to get over it quicklier. Or if I truly didn't like it and it took me down and tore me down, I don't know how I might not know how to come about that real quick. So you should always be able to have a conversation with your mate. Sit down. Even if they're not the easiest person to talk to them in their language. Don't talk to them in your language. Talk to them in their language so they can understand you and then you can understand them.
Well, they won't understand you if you're talking in their language. I mean, and I do agree with you to a certain point. I do agree with you to a certain extent. But they do need to have a conversation. But you cannot expect that person to feel the way you want them to feel.
You can't.
Right.
You each got your own feelings.
You can't. But who gets
That's
upset?
right.
Who gets upset more when a person don't feel the same way that they feel? A woman.
You waiting, ladies?
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say all that. I think the man. I really think the man do.
Okay.
But when you think, look, let me ask, so when you think that we're not showing you enough attention, or we're not doing the thing that you want us to do, what do? You get emotional. You get in your feelings.
No, we come to you and talk the way you say you need to talk and let you know what's going on.
Do you come to us with, or do you come to us emotional with you don't do this, you're not doing that, with an accusatory, or do you come to me, baby, I need to talk to you because I have some issues on my heart that I need to get off? No,
that's how you're supposed to be
emotional. You come to me an emotional wreck because your emotions are skewed right at that moment. So yes, you might come to me, but you coming to me with indirect shots. You're throwing indirect shots at me.
Look, Nell, I'm gonna tell you how this plays out. I had a conversation where I laid out the shit that I needed and wanted, right? And then instead of being able to have that conversation, it turned into she started being defensive. So then it goes from her being defensive to an argument where my point was for us to just be able to talk about the things that I needed and wanted and the things that you needed and wanted. But from the gate, the emotions, those female emotions kicked in and it became defensive. Like, well, what am I not enough? It's like, whoa. Ain't nobody doing all of that. Like, just speak, people.
I agree. Or when you're talking to somebody who's a strong value person and who carries and is true to themselves, sometimes their strongness comes out in their conversation. It portrays in their voice. And when a person is passionate about something, a person will deem that as being, oh, you're attacking me. No, I'm speaking on something that matters to me.
Right.
You might want to listen. I care enough about you to have this type of conversation. I do. Because if I didn't care, I would just say to hell with it. But if I'm talking to you and telling you something, listen, take the emotion out of it, please. Because emotions gets us nowhere. Take the emotion out of it and truly open up your heart and open up your mind to understand exactly what's being said to you. Right? I'm not going to be a pussycat. That's not what you want me to be. You don't need me to be that. I'm not going to be teddy bear and golden grams. I'm going to be.
But now now you can't tell everybody that because some women want that.
But when we having a conversation and I'm telling you what I need, if I'm coming to you softly, how you respecting me for me needing to be what I am when I need you to be what I need you to be when I am. Right. You can't tell me to come to you soft or come to you unlike myself to dumb it down for you. That's not the real me.
Right.
So if you want the real me, take the real me. Understand the real me. Digest the real me. Don't tell me to dumb it down because you want to be validated or you want to be whatever. Cool. In the grand scheme of things, hopefully in the conversation, what we do is we outline the problem. Right. And then the conversation slowly and gradually moves to how do we fix it? Right. Not keep poking the bear. Right.
Well, see, again, that depends on each individual. See, now me personally, I drown out when shouting starts. I don't hear nothing. I don't
Okay.
hear nothing
You know the
else. I
best.
go blank.
You know the best way to ground. You know how the best way to stop a person that's aggressive? Agree with them,
Right.
because it throws them off. Not agree. You don't have to agree to just to pacify them. Agree with a point that they might have made. You know what, honey? You're right. You know what they do at that moment? They like, damn, she's listening. Let me take my optics down a little bit lower. The
Hold
conversation.
on, hold on. I want to address something in this. So, Cynthia said she did any and everything with her husband, and that still wasn't enough. And I just want to say that sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes that happens. That's a part of life. Like, that's a part. It's harsh and it may hurt your feelings, but that's a part of life. Sometimes that happens. You have to enjoy it for what it was. That's all that
And
is.
Cynthia, remember this always. What you did for him was not enough, but that was for him. He
Right.
had outgrown whatever it was y'all had. I had to come to terms with that after 34 years of being married. I was not upset because I had to come to terms. We outgrew each other. People
Right.
will outgrow each other. So where I wasn't enough for him, I know the next person I could be enough for. I mean, I'm not gonna don't condemn yourself because of one man's opinion.
Right.
Don't condemn yourself.
Ebony, really now? No, really? Yes, Ebony.
They mad at you now.
Ebony, you know what? One thing I'm always gonna say, and I've been saying this ever since the old situation that we had, right? The Sunday, what was that? The Sunday, I don't even remember the name of that show. But no shade. What I always would say is everything that comes out of my mouth are my views. And these are things that I take personally within myself, right? Is everything always being instituted? No. Am I always perfect in my execution? No. But when you come to understand how it is that you want to be treated, who you are as a person, you can live in your truth, right? So what that means is what works for me may not work for the other man.
Right.
But if we sit down and we converse on a level, even if it starts out as hurtful and harmful to both of us, the ultimate goal should always be able to, we can start here, but we can finish over here and finish with a solution. Far too often when we're arguing, when we have these disagreements or arguments, it starts off as a war and it ends as the same way with other parties just saying, fuck it, I'm out, fuck it, I don't care. Names are being called and nothing is ever accomplished. We gotta cut the cord. We gotta realize what's the ultimate goal here. We love each other, we're together for a reason. Figure it out.
Right.
Figure it out. That's basically what I'm saying. In a nutshell, at the end of the day, we both can get our points across, but isn't the ultimate goal harmony? For
Right.
both of us to be able to coexist, get what we want, and still and live together harmoniously. That's what keeps relationships going. Not this every time
Mhm.
something goes wrong, I'm ready to turn my back. Not every time something is not the way we want it to, I'm ready to throw my hands up. Not every time there's a situation that doesn't hit us the way we want it to, do I always got to exude myself and make a mockery out of what we have. That's the reason why things are not the way they should be nowadays in relationship. We live in this microwave era. We throw everything in the microwave and want a full course. We want a Thanksgiving meal. It ain't working like that. That hungry man dinner ain't hitting the same way Thanksgiving dinner hits.
Right.
And the only way to do that, to have that kind of feast,
And
is
that's where conversations come in at.
to prepare it.
That's where the conversations come in at for everybody.
So why y'all so quick to say y'all don't want to convert?
This is hilarious.
No, I mean, I totally agree. You need to conversate. And y'all
This
can't say that women don't want to conversate.
this
Hell,
ain't
we want to talk. That's all we want to do is talk.
this ain't even about men no more.
KD,
This
KD, that's not true,
right?
KD. Y'all want to talk when y'all want to talk. Y'all don't always want to talk. Y'all want to talk when y'all want to
Yes, we
talk.
do.
And y'all want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. Y'all don't always want to talk. Don't put
That's
that out there.
Or you know what burns me
I,
up? You know what burns me up when they say I just called to talk to you, right? Then you call them back on the phone and they just breathing. Or they saying, well, what's up? The fuck? You just said you wanted to talk. Well, I did want to talk. What's up? Well, why you gotta say it like that? Even evidently, you don't know what you want to talk about, or you don't know how to get it off. Just get it off. Stop this collusion. Because what you're doing is you're creating a pit.
Well, do you feed them something to talk about now? I mean, are you nurturing the conversation?
But if you text me and say
you the one that said you wanted
to call me and text me and say I just called you because I wanted to talk.
You said you wanted to talk, but now I have to nurture the conversation. You the one that said you wanted to talk.
Yes.
Well, more than likely you should know what they want to talk about. I mean, you should have an idea.
All right, so
if y'all are together, you should have an idea.
You know what? KD. I'm a smart bastard. You call me and you ask and you expected me to know what you're talking about. You know when I'm gonna start the conversation off. Did you see James Harden tonight?
Yeah.
You gonna be like, who are you talking about? That's what I want to talk about. That's the conversation I got going on. Right. Do you know what color the Jordans are coming out tomorrow? What time? I'll be oblivious to what be on your mind until you tell me.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question. What do y'all think is the main reason for cheating?
No communication. I mean, you just grow apart. You don't have anything. I mean, if you don't communicate, you're not gonna grow. Plain and simple.
What's your answer, Aisha?
I think it's definitely a disconnect somewhere, whether it's sexually, whether it's mentally, whether it's financially. There is so many things that could cause the disconnect for cheating. If someone's lacking in any area, that's when it's going to happen the most. And if it's not communicated, so back to the communication, if it's not communicated, then that's where cheating is going to come in.
What's your answer now? I'll go if you're not ready.
Because they wanted to.
I'll go if you're not ready, Nell. Listen.
Because they wanted to.
The main reason for cheating is that one party or both parties stop being who they truly are. I can't be my true self with you. That's what that is. I need to be able to be my true self with you, and you need to be able to be your true self with me. So if that's not happening, then that's how you grow apart.
Now, T, you hit the nail on the head right there. I gotta say you did.
Yeah,
that's real right there now. Because if you can't be real, then you're never gonna be comfortable.
Look, Angela said some people have a high sex drive and it's hard for them to get satisfied. It's not hard. I have a high sex drive. It's not hard for me to get satisfied. It's just that I need to be with somebody who has a high sex drive. And a lot of times women, they fake the funk on the high sex drive and they have that in the beginning and then it starts being emotional and then it starts being like, oh, I feel this and this and that. It's like, yo, we was having sex. What are you talking about? What the fuck?
But yo, even if you do got a high sex drive, yo, like that ain't, it's cool, but is that life? Is that all what life is? Do it just having just being sexual? Because what happens if something happens to your sexual situation and you gotta adjust?
Right.
Do that mean you going out here and fornicating? Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna holler at the honey spot. Raw honey. Get you a situation from Raw Honey. Now you and your man can take a course from one of the trained specialists at Raw Honey, and y'all can learn how to please each other in that high sexual state. And sometimes I might not feel like it, but if I know how to please you, then I'm always gonna be able to please you. Raw Honey got that. You know what I mean? Or if we smart enough, we can understand.
Hold on now. I could dispel this. I could dispel this real quick. To a man, a high sex drive is always thinking about or wanting to, engage in sex. To a woman, it could be she just likes to get fucked. That don't mean that she's a freak. That just means that sometimes she likes to get fucked. See, as a man, I can wake up and in my brain, I already have like my work shit, my kids. I already have that shit done. So when I wake up, I'm thinking about, did I have sex this morning? Did I have sex last night? Can I have sex today? That's what my
I
thoughts.
disagree, T.
What
I
do you
want to
mean?
challenge that what you just said about the high sex drive. I don't think that it's a woman who just want to get fucked, as you can say.
Right.
You can have a high sex drive and just want it from your man. I mean, you don't have to just want it from anybody. But you
That's
say
what I
just
said,
get.
K-Day. I'm not saying it from anybody. I'm saying you just want to get fucked by your man. That don't mean you have a high sex drive. That don't mean you have a high sex
No,
drive.
no, I'm saying that you can still have a high sex drive. I mean, I understand what Angelia is saying. Some
KD,
women have a high sex drive.
KD, some women do have a sex drive, but what I mean is some women will just lay there and get fucked. And that's what they like.
Oh,
That don't make them a
okay.
freak. That don't mean they have a high sex drive.
Sex drive.
There's a difference.
That's true. That's true.
People, what are we doing?
Sex
Don't get
drive.
me
What we
upset.
talking about?
Don't get me upset, man.
Well, no.
Well, now a
But
lot of
even if
women
you
do
got
have
a,
a high sex
but
drive.
even if
Yeah.
let's say something happens to your mate. Y'all both had high sex drive at the time. What happens to your mate? Something happened to him. You
Right.
supposed to what you gonna skip town because something happened to him? I thought it was for better or for worse.
Mhm.
I thought it was
Well,
for. I thought you
that's when
loved
they
me. I
get
thought
that.
you was in love
That's when
with
they
me.
go to raw honey. That's when
Right.
they go to
But they
raw
not
honey
really
and
going to
get.
raw honey. They not really going to raw honey. You know what they doing? They smoking and they mad because you ain't the same as you was when they first met. Things change and people don't change with the times. They stuck in this when we first met shit, right? They live in this fantasy instead of growing, instead of maturing with the times. It's cool. That's all good. No, but I'm not saying, and this ain't intended for nobody. I'm just saying at times you gotta be able to maneuver through the times.
Mhm.
You got to. If you don't, you get left behind. If not, you be upset. If not, you feel like something is missing. Like
Right.
ladies, like you ain't gotta always get dialed up and do and be what's that? Like
Hold on.
you ain't always
Hold on.
a facade don't always gotta
Hold
be
on
like
now.
I like you ugly. Like I just be
Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let's see what Ebony says. She says
Ebony
cheating.
on us tonight.
Yeah,
Ebony
yeah.
do not like me
She
or you.
says cheating is childish, irresponsible, and a show of lack of care and consideration. Let me ask everybody on the panel this real quick. Have you ever been irresponsible?
Hell yeah, they been. We
Have
been.
you ever
Everybody has been irresponsible at some point.
exactly? Have you ever showed a lack of consideration to somebody?
Maybe not intentionally, but yeah,
All
I'm
right
quite
then,
sure we
what are we
all have.
talking about? All right then, what are we talking about? That's human nature,
Your mate should not do it. It's what she's saying.
right? You're
Your
right,
husband, your
right,
spouse should not do it.
right. But does it happen, Katie? Is my question.
Happens.
It happens. It's human nature.
Mhm.
Exactly. And as what we said before,
Yeah.
and this is saying before, things happen. And if we're mature enough to be able to move past it, if we are committed enough to each other to see each other through a difficult time, if we're mature enough to be able to say, all right, that was a blimp on that radar, let's do things differently,
All right,
then you're winning. But stop
right.
always saying that you are going to leave until that situation hits you in the face. Because that situation, we always going to say what we would do until we are faced with that situation, right? You never know what you're going to do until you are actually in that. And at that moment, you have to make the determination if you are willing to stay or if you're willing to go. It
And I do
lands on
agree with you, Nair. I do agree.
it
You
lands
you don't
like,
know what you would do until you're in that situation.
and please, people, let's stop giving advice of leaving. Like, why is that always the case? Like, we always so quick to tell somebody, why don't you leave? But
Right.
Oh, but
being
now at this stage and point in my life, hell yeah, I'm stepping.
no,
I ain't
no.
got now another
Don't
year to
hear
waste.
somebody tell another person you should leave. He cheated on you, should leave. But y'all own homes be super, super dirty.
We'll tell a person quick in a hurry, girl, you should leave him. But you go home, you go to home to Roscoe. Roscoe got way more problems than what she and her man got going on. But we so quick to tell somebody, walk away, leave. You shouldn't be in that, girl. You better than that. But be in worse situations. What one person will do, don't got nothing to do with you. You did?
Aisha, let's hear from you. You're the
Yeah.
only one that's quiet on here.
Yeah, I'm quiet. I just love listening to you guys and just getting different point of views. You know, a lot of my views sometimes are skewed in a sense, but you know, as for me, I think spiritual connection is really important in any relationship. I feel like outside of sex, outside of the general things that we have relationships for, you know, sexual companionship, sex, companionship, financial stability, growth, family, building, etc. I think those things only stand firm if you have a spiritual connection with someone, because if you have a spiritual connection with someone, then when the sex is not able to be had, you guys are working together to fulfill each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when the finances are not strong, you guys are still held together by a different level of connection outside of just the surface things that, you know, happen. So yeah, communication is good, and we can touch on the things that we have problems about, but that could also fade as well. So sometimes the communication, me communicating to you my feelings, you might not necessarily be on that no more. You see what I'm saying? And then you ready to roll. So I feel like the spiritual connection for individuals, when these changes come, the being spiritually connected is important, and it helps you through the things that, you know, are troublesome.
Do y'all feel like
Hold on now. I need to see what Barb's talking about.
all right.
Barb said if somebody cheated the first time, they forgiven. How do you know they won't do it again? You don't know, Barb.
You don't
You
know.
don't know. You making a
You
conscious
don't
choice.
know.
You make a conscious choice to still stay there or leave. You making a choice to stay there or leave. You don't know. But the one thing you can do is ask him or ask her why they cheated, and y'all can work on what the problem is. If you don't work on what the problem is, then yeah, it probably will happen again. How about we just start working on these problems? How about we do that?
Do y'all think what's the consensus of the panel? Do y'all think we put too much emphasis on what a man should be and what shouldn't be?
What you mean?
Like men have a lot of responsibilities in this world, right? We're told we're supposed to be protectors, providers. We're supposed to be the next thing next to Jesus. We're supposed to be a number of different things, but is that energy being matched by our significant other?
It should be.
We know it should be, but is that the case?
Absolutely not. Not always.
Well, not in every case.
Not in every case, no. But I mean, that's important for each party, man and woman, to, I guess they need to first identify where they lack.
Right.
And be open and honest to say, you know what?
That's the problem right there, Aisha. That people don't want to admit to where they lack at. They don't want to.
And
no
I
one
used to
likes
be
to admit
like
they're
that.
wrong. No one likes to admit they're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. And I used to be like that. I'm getting better with time, because I used to be like that, where I did not want to admit my faults. Like, I did not want to admit my shortcomings or the things that I did that were irritable to, you know, my partner or whatever the case may be. Like, I did not want to just take a second and step back and say, you know what? He does have a point. Let me just kind of chill a little bit and see it from his point of view. And then maybe we can come to an amicable resolution to this disagreement or whatever the case may be. So I think it's important for both parties to acknowledge their faults, not always to point the finger, but then to say, well, wait a minute, let me take a step back. What did I do wrong in this situation? Right. And maybe that can help the communication a little bit.
People in the comment, in the audience, this is the last point that we're going to make before we wrap up.
or the last question that we're going to ask before we wrap up. How many of y'all have reached out to your significant other and actually asked them the pertinent question of, what is it that I do right or wrong? Or what is it that you could see more in this relationship that could help us grow further?
Hey, no. Can you say that one more time for the people in the back? Say that one more time for the people in the back.
The people in the comments, how many of y'all have reached out to your partners and asked them this very important question? What is it that I've done, that I do right or wrong in this relationship that may be stunning our growth or helping us to continue to move forward? That's a great
Yeah, I
question.
used to ask mine there all the
Great
time.
question.
Yeah, I used to ask.
Let's go, people.
Great question now. Great question. I have.
I did. I had that talk with my ex.
It's so
I,
important.
I think that's a talk that shouldn't be asked once just to cover.
Right.
That's
Right.
a question that honestly could be asked on multiple occasions or even a couple of times a week or a month. And it doesn't always have to be generic, like, baby, what am I doing wrong this week? Baby, what did I do right this week? No, it's
But
conversing.
do the man ask the woman that? Should they ask the female that?
Hold on. I just told you, Katie, that I did that, and I got the defense mechanism came up, and then I got into an argument. So I do that.
Yeah. Or yeah, right. You can ask your mate that. And the first thing, and this is not to throw nobody under the bus. This is not to shame women or anything like that. But how many of us are listening to our mate? To listen intently with the understanding of, this is love. This ain't a beat up session. This ain't a session to make me feel less than myself. This is a honest conversation with the person I'm laying down with, the person I say I love, and the person I'm in love with. We can have an honest, open conversation and not it be defensive. Right. The moment you go into something defensive, when is the outcome ever positive? Because you're looking for negatives.
Never.
You're pulling negatives from the conversation, right? When he says something or she says something, you're waiting to hear the pin drop. You're looking for that hot topic, that hot quote, so you can use that as a narrative to run with. When are we actually opening our minds up to say, I'm willing to listen because this is going to make us better? We should do that. We shouldn't turn our lips up. We shouldn't roll our eyes. We shouldn't, because what we're doing is we're doing a disservice to ourselves, and we're opening the door for someone or something to walk through it. Negativity, another person.
All right. Now this is the consistency of what they're saying in the comments of when that happens. So a lot of people are saying they tried that and it's either getting ignored or avoided. So in that answer, you have to say, you personally, you have to, take the initiative. Do you want to push this forward or do you want to bust a move? You have to decide in your brain. You did your part, is what I'm saying. You did your part by communicating or trying to communicate and trying to have a conversation. So it's up to you how you move forward, whether you want to still try to work it out, whether you want to bust a move, whatever you want to do. Sometimes you do have a conversation and it ends up being one-sided, and then you just have to, decide what you want to do.
Or what about this?
Try. As long as you can say you tried, that's all you can do.
Or what about this, right? Because the first thing that happens to us when something goes wrong with us. We built up this defense mechanism, or we built up this immunity, so when it happens to us again, we're kind of shielded and guarded, right? How many times have you tried to have a communication? You wanted to talk to your mate, and you started off with the negativity. What happens? What happens? It's like putting your hand on the fire. You burnt yourself once, so you know how that feels. So every time that goes to happen, you're going to pull your hand back a little bit. You're going to be a little nervous. So that other person might be shell-shocked based upon your experiences with that word conversation. So it may not transpire at the first case, but you got to continue to keep working on it and letting them know this is not a beat-up session. This is a session to make us better. And at the end of that, you get beat up, not physically, but sexually. You get what you want. It's happy times around here.
Makeup sex.
It's extreme.
Makeup sex.
Not even that.
I hear it's good. I don't know personally, but I hear that's the best you can have. Personally, I don't know.
No, we got to wrap up. But I just want to say that we did lose 1 point on this topic, and the 1 point that we didn't address is there a money amount to where people think that they should be able to do whatever they want to do?
No, hell no. Broke as shit.
So we should do what they want to do. Yeah.
I don't care about no look. I come from nothing.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, you know how, if it's a basketball player, whatever, at that amount of money, they look at it like they should be afforded these options. So what's your thoughts on that?
That I can't answer.
Oh, you're saying if they make the money that they should be able to cheat?
Right. This is a real
Hell
thing.
no, I don't care who it is.
Katie, this is a real thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
For some people, it is. I mean, and if that's what they accept, then that's what they accept.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. Go ahead.
At this point in my life, there's certain energies that I need to be matched. I've worked too hard to build me up to where I'm at. I just won't settle for thing.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate that.
If that can't be understood, then you're not the right person for me or for yourself. Because you have to realize what value I'm bringing to my own life. What value I bring to your life. And if the value that you bring to your life and my life, it don't got to match, because everything ain't always going to be equal on certain things, but you got to do something. You can't just be a pretty face. You can't just say I cook good. You can't just say I clean some couple clothes. I was taught that at 10 years old, how to cook, how to clean. Right? So I need more than just sex. I need more than just a cute face. I need more than just a social media, celebrity. I need you to be what you need to be to yourself, which is going to help add to value to my life the same way I'm adding value to your life. And that we live good.
No, the problem becomes where people forgot. Like, we had a conversation about courting, but it's not even a conversation about courting. It's a conversation about people are now being too busy for intimacy. That's where everybody's getting lost. People are being too busy for intimacy with their mates. So that's why people are being disconnected, because they're not having that intimacy with their mate, meaning more than
Now, I do agree, T. You got to have that intimacy to keep it close.
Yes, so true.
All right, people. I got a quick ideology to rep. I got a quick ideology to rep.
I'm a corporate of that, actually.
You a corporate of that?
You gotta be real with your shit. Like, you know why? Because the world tells you that you gotta be successful. You gotta have something.
That's what I mean.
In order to be something,
you ain't taking care of home.
Exactly. So I gotta take care of home, because if I don't, then I ain't good enough there at that point, right? I could be good dick, but you ain't got nothing else going on with you. So you got it's so imbalanced, the plight of a man. Right. We gotta be everything and still be that.
I'm not gonna let you just put that on the men now. That goes on both sides, man.
Do it really?
Yeah, it does.
Do it really? Are we holding each other accountable for being exactly what we all need? Are we doing that? Or do we always have to be what? Like, are we always having to be the provider, the protector, the lover? And when we fall short in those areas, there's nobody to help pick us up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is not, but when the downfall happens, is there enough consistency in both the next party to be able to help facilitate that?
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Let's go to the last point, see. I could talk about this shit all night.
Let's go. Yeah, facts. Let's go to ideology. All right, so this question is going to be for y'all two ladies and the rest of the ladies in the comments. So Nell, I'm gonna I'm going to give this background of this. How long have we known each other?
I'm 41, so maybe 34 years. We've known each other since we was like 8, 9 years old.
And
10 years old.
And we've always been friends, right?
From day one.
Okay, so ladies, where the fuck are y'all childhood friends? Why can't women be friends with women? Where the fuck are y'all friends at? Like, is it because they fucked y'all man? Is it because they stole some money? Is it because you just don't like her? Like, y'all have certain, friends that y'all don't even like that y'all hang out with at the bar sometimes. What the fuck is going on? Why can't women be friends with women? Now let's go.
All right. Well, I still have all my childhood friends.
Hold on. One at a time, ladies. One at a time. Let's go.
Go ahead, Karen. You could go first.
You go, Aisha.
I still have my childhood friends. It's not many friends that have, maybe some might have, moved out of town and we're not as close, or, some might have passed away, etc. Like, I still have my childhood friends, 30 plus years. And yeah, I don't have those type of issues. I think that all boils down to sometimes, the smallest things, lack of communication, cattiness, etc., can, separate friendships sometimes, and that could possibly be it.
All right, Katie, what you got?
Yeah, I still have my childhood friends. Vera, Vera and I have been friends since we were 9, and we are still very close today. Whenever I am in town, Vera is the girl that I hang out with. I have another friend, Penny. She and I have been longtime friends. Of course, Ebony and I met 16 years ago. We've been tight ever since then. I have my childhood friends, those that um those that you form that sisterhood bond with, you're gonna remain friends with.
Okay, I'm just asking because I don't see it. Because no,
Put in the comments. So that's the question too, then, because we see this a lot, right? You see it. Why do women say I have more male friends than female friends?
Right.
I'm closer to male friends. I got more male friends. I feel more comfortable with male friends than female friends. Why is that the narrative a lot of the times?
Right.
I can speak on that one because I truly do have more male friends. Um, I don't know. Male Males tend to come to me easier, and not in a way to flirt with me, not at all. But they seem to accept me better. They seem to embrace me quicker than the female will. The female is gonna judge me first. She's gonna look back, look me
That,
up and down, and
that's what
judge me.
that's what I mean. Why do y'all have drama in your friendships? Like, why do y'all have so much drama? No,
I don't.
how many of us is it? Like, if we put a total together of all of us that grew up together, it might be like 20, right?
Yeah.
And we all still good, right?
Super.
So where does this drama come from in your friendships? Like, that's what I want to know.
Cattiness.
I have never had any drama with any of my girlfriends like that. Because one thing we didn't do, you didn't touch the other one's man. Mm-mm.
So if y'all have relationships with males because they less filled with drama, they never crossed you in that way, why can't your significant other have female friends?
They can. They can.
But
I mean, why couldn't they?
But why is it a big deal, and why is it not acceptable or he has to be screwing them for him to be cool with a female?
Shouldn't be that way.
It is.
Yeah. He should be able to have friends, female friends.
Mm-hmm.
True friends don't.
I mean,
facts.
And even if you have friends, like we had our little tiffs. Some of us had our little tiffs.
Yeah, but it's not enough to break up. It's not enough to break up our friendships.
Yeah,
Even if we stop speaking to, even if somebody stops speaking to somebody, whatever, that's not nothing that we're still gonna be friends at the end of the day.
Right.
Or one of the other 20 is bringing you in the mix.
Right.
Y'all just so happen to be in the mix, and y'all look at each other and like, damn, what's up? And y'all speaking, y'all wind up correcting your issue.
Right.
Ladies, what's wrong with y'all? Someone say all y'all edible arrangement. I think y'all
they can't get along with each other, man.
Y'all need an edible arrangement. We're gonna make sure that y'all get one, because y'all get in your life. Y'all need some sweet. Y'all so sour right now.
I normally don't have many problems with the females, you know, but if things happen, typically it's because of simple stuff like catty stuff, jealousy, or you know, not riding for the other person. Like it's just nonsense, you know what I mean? And typically it's easier to cut females out where you don't have those good vibes, you know what I mean? If the first sign of anything not right, you like, all right, I don't want to be bothered, or vice versa. You know, they could feel the same way, and then that's kind of when
this is what I want to know. Why do y'all ladies do this right here? Like, why do y'all get with one friend and then talk bad about the other friend? Why do y'all do that?
Why y'all do that? Why y'all do that?
What's up, ladies? Everybody's quiet. What's up?
Or not
what you mean, like the gossiping, talking behind your back? Yeah. I feel like what you should say to your, like, I feel like this, and I've always tried to stick by this. Whatever I say about you, I should be able to say to you. I should never be able to have a conversation with somebody else that you are not aware of my feelings about something you did, something you said, etc. I'm never going to necessarily talk to somebody else about it if I haven't been able to talk to you about it. So I'm not going to do that. Now, if I'm sitting there busting it up with Shirley, you best believe I let Tanya know already. That's how I operate. You know what I mean? I don't do the catty, you know, behind your back type deal. No.
See, that's what I'm saying. Me and Nell is not going to have a conversation about one of our other friends.
See, you know what we're going to do when we get around each other? We're like, yo, T, why the hell did you say Beans did this?
Right.
And joking, it exposes whatever issue might have been on that person, because at the end of the day, that's how you keep things pure. Because I'm letting the other person know, yo, this person might got a little beef with you. But I'm also letting you know, yo, clear it up, address that, so it ain't no nothing.
Right.
And we're not going to sit up here and talk about each other to each other. Like, if I say something about Beans, you know what's he going to do? He going to laugh. And I know that laugh mean, let's cut it the fuck out.
Right. Cut it the
I'm
fuck
not
out.
here for.
We're not doing that.
Vice versa. If he say something to me about Beans, Snake, or mine, or whatever, I'm like, yeah, that nigga crazy. And that's the end of the conversation. Mm-hmm. So we got to cut. Ladies, emotional, we heard. How we finding out? We finding out who's toxic. The Toxic Award goes to. Say no, I'm joking. My inbox is gonna be flooded. I mean no. Things that we say on this show, we stand for it, we stand behind it, but we don't mean no harm to nobody. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, thank you. Is everybody done with their comment? Yeah. Has everybody got their clip off?
I missed the last part, but I'm done.
We was asking why. We was asking why.
About how y'all get with one friend and then talk bad about another.
Like, we really got a question. Like, we was like, why was KD talking about Ebony in Thursday's chat like that? Like, why was you talking about Ebony like that? I was kind of flabbergasted.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. We just joking.
Out of here, people.
We're joking. But thank you to everybody out there in Uncensored Mind Land. We really and truly appreciate y'all rocking with us every Sunday, no matter how winded we get, no matter how passionate we get on different topics. This is a great, great place and space. I came on tonight's show not feeling my best. MS was whooping my ass tonight. But being around my peers, being around my family, being around all of y'all has given me the energy to put on a good show tonight. And just like Aisha, not Ebony. I don't got Ebony on my brain. Aisha so eloquently talked about her mother and the passion and the strength that comes from that. That's how you give us all strength. So we appreciate everybody out there in our comments. We appreciate everybody for listening to our shows when we have them on Spotify and Apple Music. We appreciate everybody going to watch the replay. We thank you. We are moving up and creeping up the ladder of success, and pretty soon you will see us posting that we are in the top 10. We're putting it out there in the atmosphere, and we standing on that, right? We're only going to get stronger and better. Next week, it's my turn to talk about my special person. And then we're going to wrap the month up, Women's Month that we've been celebrating all month. Along with the Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month as well. So this month is special on a number of different occasions. It's Multiple Sclerosis Awareness, colon cancer awareness, and also Women Awareness Month. So we want to celebrate each and every one of y'all out there. Please support all of our endeavors, whether it be Tailor-Made Kicks on Wednesday night, whether it be Karen's Corner when she goes live, whether it be Raw Honey, right? Or even Friday Night Lights. Let's support each other, let's grow each other, and let's do the very best that we can to love on each other. All right? The world is a cold, crazy place, and without our friends, we're nothing. All right? So to everybody out there,
And if Nell, tell them to subscribe to Karen D. Neal. That's who they need to support. Karen D. on the move. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Karen D. on the move.
Subscribe to Karen D. on the move. And everybody out there in the comments, if you got something going on, you got a business, you got a platform, post it. We love it. We share it, and we are a part of it. All right? I see a lot of people in our comments that got something going on. This has been a great week. We're going to continue the success. We're going to continue to move into spring. Today, Today the first day of spring, right? Or when is it coming up?
Today is the first.
Today is the first day of spring. We're no longer in winter. We don't
it's not the 21st.
We don't have to worry about being cold. We don't have to worry about the snotty noses. We don't have to worry about our feet being cold. We can trend and start. Y'all ladies, y'all can bring them feet out. Ain't nothing like a good sundress and a good sandal. Make sure your claws is completed. You know what I mean? Bring out the puppies. Put a little lotion on them. Put the sundresses on. We like that. I don't, but I'm married or whatever. I don't want to be considered as cheating. No, but y'all have a wonderful night. This was episode 71. We will see y'all again Wednesday night for Tailor-Made Kicks at 8 p.m. And then again next Sunday for UnCensored Minds at 9. Y'all have a wonderful, great week. Don't forget, love yourself, love each other, and put God first.
Good night.
We're out of here, people.
Bye.